Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fix It Scotty video. In this one, we'll be doing another modification to my Volkswagen Bus here. In this one, I'll be making these custom truck style mirror brackets with some custom West Coast style truck mirrors. So stay tuned to see how I do it. Okay, so one of the first products I bought to help me with this mirror setup here is this product right here. This is the bracketing and things like that. And I wanted to zoom in and see. It is from Eastern Surplus and Equipment Company in Pennsylvania here. And I'll provide a link in the video description to this product here. And what you can see though is that it consists of two sets. Here's one set, and then here is the other one laid out a little more organized for you. So you have two sides of this stuff. Now this is actual steel, bent steel. This is actually 3/4 inch tubing, and it's, I don't know, decent grade. It may be 16 or 18 gauge, I don't know, but it's fairly sturdy tubular steel, and it's either powder coated or painted. I can't really tell. But you get all these pieces, and then, like I said, two sets of this I got for around $40 shipped, which is an insanely cheap price. Originally, I was going to fabricate all this stuff. I found in my stash of junk metal two of these things, which again are 3/4 inch tubing, and I don't know what this came from. I don't think it was a scaffolding brace or some kind of brace to something, and I've got two of these, and I was thinking, oh, well, I can put them in my 1/2 inch electrical conduit bender and bend this into the same C shape that this is. But this kit has already pre-bent. It's bent in the exact format I want it, but then it also comes with all this other stuff, which I thought was a no-brainer for just around $40. So you get these clamps that can clamp around the tube. You can put them there or there. And these, I'll put a link in the description to Amazon. You can buy something like this on Amazon, a little bit higher quality, made of stainless steel instead of painted steel. But these are like $12 a piece. And this came with two of them. So I've got those. I've got this bracket here, which would have been very hard to fabricate and recreate. But this is going to be at the top bracket that mounts to the car. And that's what these two holes are. And this is like just an L bracket here. But it's got these little bungs welded onto it so that you could take, these end pieces, which also have those bungs, and you can kind of line it up in here and bolt it in, and it locks into those positions. So that would have been hard for me to recreate and fabricate on my own. And then finally, you've got these end pieces, and the way they're designed is, notice you've got threaded ends on this 3/4 inch, and this pipe is somewhat smaller tubing that it slides and fits inside there. And notice you've got a little soft metal, like a brass ferrule, and then a nut. When you tighten this nut down with that brass ferrule, it'll squeeze it and hold it into position. So you basically have adjustability between like maybe 6 inches of adjustability in this tubing, so you can make the top and bottom adjust to your door however you need it. Now, as you're going to see, I'm going to have to modify this. That's why I like the idea of this being all steel rather than stainless, is that I'll be able to cut it and re-weld it, because I only have a MIG welder. I can't deal with stainless steel. I don't have a TIG welder. So this kit is what we're going to start out with, and let me show you the next thing I bought. So the next thing I bought for this project is these 10-inch mirrors. And these, as you can probably tell if I get them close to you, is they're not perfect, and they're actually quite old. These are like 1970s era. Of course, I bought old ones because I don't want new reproduction ones from China that are just like pot metal chromed over. They'll start rusting out and pitting after a few years. These are actual heavy duty stainless steel real glass mirrors, and I wanted something of quality even if they are old and not perfect looking. The style of mirror you need to understand is West Coast. So if you search for eBay or Facebook Marketplace for something in the effect of West Coast mirror or side mirrors or West Coast, truck mirrors, this is what you get. Now, typically these truck mirrors come in two different sizes. This is what they call the West Coast Junior size, which is a 10-inch, and they were typically added on mirrors to like normal size, like heavy duty pickup trucks but consumer grade kind of trucks. Whereas the 17-inch version, which is much, much taller, which those frames will still support, a 17-inch mirror would be something you would put on a large box truck or a semi-truck, which would be way too oversized for our Volkswagen vans. But this size is, I think, perfect, which is 10 inches by maybe 4 or 5 inches wide. So we're gonna go with this. This is called the West Coast Junior style of truck mirror. Okay, now let's talk about how we're gonna apply them to the car. As you can see, I have the stock-ish mirror on here. I say stock-ish in that I have the stock arm mount, but this is an aftermarket mirror. But this looks like the stock mirror that you have. What I'm hoping I can do, and I've seen a picture of some version of this on a Volkswagen, is if I took this mirror out, instead of the mirror bolting on here with this acorn nut, I could just take this out and put a similar sized bolt through this and maybe a little spacer down here and then a nut, and then have this attach to this existing mirror mount, and then I don't have to drill any holes in the door for this. Now, unfortunately, on the top, I will definitely have to drill holes up here to install that L bracket plate, but that would minimize how many holes I need to drill into the body of the car. Originally, I was thinking, oh, well, maybe I'll just get a gutter bracket and I'll attach that to the gutter. And then I quickly realized, oh, the gutter's not attached to the door, so that wouldn't allow my door to open. I have no choice but to mount that angle bracket up here and have that arm come out here. Okay, so the most important measurement I'm making is on the bottom side here, because that's going to be a side that's, I'm just going to chop and weld it, and it's going to be fixed. There will be no compression fitting that allows me to slide it in and out. So that's going to define how far this bracket sticks out from the car, and like I said, this will be fixed. What I've done here is I've set this piece up, and I'm measuring from the outside of the bracket, and it's about 6 inches to the end, or about 5.5 inches to the center of the hole here. And that will put me at about 6 inches away from the car. I don't want to go farther than about 6 inches from the door. And so that's, if I cut these two down and then weld this piece onto there, that puts me about 6 inches away. And that's what I'm going to do on both sides of the car for that side of the bracket, the bottom side of the bracket. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that and weld it together, and then we'll go size up the top side. Okay, so I got my bottom welded, and the nice thing about the bottom weld that made it real easy was I could just cut this about 1/4 inch long, and because it's made to sit inside here, sleeve inside here, I sleeved it in about 1/4 inch, and that way I didn't have any alignment issues. I can just flange weld that all the way around, and it was easy to line up. The other thing I had to do here with this plate is I had to bend it at a little bit at an angle. It was about 90 degrees before, and now it's bent back at an angle, and as you can see, and then I cut this piece here, I bolted it on with a 3/8 bolt, and then I cut it down, you know, about 3 or 4 inches off of that, because these are still way too long. I'm gonna go ahead and sleeve it all the way in. Let's get my level here. And so as I'm looking at this, I've got it up against here. Right there is pretty level. And notice at the bottom, this is where I'm looking for at the bottom. The bottom is about maybe 2 inches away. So that means all I have to do really is section this by about maybe 2.5, 3 inches, because again, I have some extensibility there. But to be careful about this, what I need to do is, in order to be extensible here, instead of sectioning out like right here, that 2.5 inches, and butt welding it back, the problem with that is wherever I butt weld this together will likely interfere with this sleeve, right? So I want to section it as far back as I can. So I'll probably cut it here and then cut the other section out and then weld it back way back here. That way I have enough for that extensibility. And of course I'll have to cut this way down too. So really all I need to do is, once I section this out 2.5, 3 inches and then cut this down, I'm just going to make sure I have like just about 1 inch or so of extensibility here so I can get the alignment where I need. But the other thing I just noticed is when you hold this up and you get it level, not only does that tell us how much we need to section out of the top, but it also informs me that I have to section a little bit out of this side part. And the reason being is look at how far down it is here. I've got this like 3-inch bolt going through here and it's below that bolt. So I can put a little sleeve in here, that's not a problem, but I don't really want to put a massive like 1.5 inch sleeve. I just want to put maybe a little 1/2 inch sleeve. So I'm going to figure out how much I need to section out of this part, the upright part here, to make it to where I'm closer and I don't need as much of a sleeve. Maybe a 3/4 inch sleeve will be fine. So I'm thinking maybe section maybe 1 inch or 1.25 inches out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that and I'll bring you back in and show you what it looks like. All right, so here is all the fabrication done on the bracket and I've mocked it up. I've added the mirror on here. So let me just kind of go over what I did here. First off, on the bracket, I did section this and re-welded it back together to shorten the overall height of it by about 7/8 of an inch, I think. Of course, here I sectioned out, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches out of here and cut this down. And now you see I've got it in there. I haven't drilled any holes or attached it, so it's just kind of loose there. But I got it bolted in down here pretty tight to hold it in so I can see the mock-up. Now down here, that sectioning, I could have gone a little bit more. As you notice, I've got like 3 Teflon spacers in here, and that's a total of about 5/8 of an inch. And rather than take that out of the height here, I do want this spaced because that gives me enough room to add a little round towing mirror and I can attach that down here. And I think that would look really nice with this. I can go up a little higher here if I top mount it, but we'll see once I get that towing mirror. But I think this looks really good and I think this is where I want to be. The other thing I did, there's a lot of stuff you got to think about. First of all, I looked at this mirror. When you're sitting there, you're looking down at it. So my eye line is coming down like that. So I do probably want like that mirror right here as well. But also, you got to consider we have a vent wing window, and I almost missed this. When I open it, at first it brushed against this a little bit, but I made some adjustments, and now you can see that it doesn't hit my mirror. Okay, so I think I'm done with the fabrication and the fit hardware here. Let me show you what I did. I made a last minute change here. Instead of that compression nut thing, I just decided to measure this up and just sleeve this in and just hard weld it. And the reason for that is that compression sleeve was just really close, like I showed you before, and it was just made me a little uncomfortable. Even on the other side that I got done over on the driver's side over there, it was just so close. So I just decided to go ahead and just weld it up. I've decided on this arrangement here. Basically, it's a 2-inch stainless hex nut, 3/8 inch, and then a 1/2 inch tall sleeve, chrome sleeve for that, and then a chrome washer. And I think on the other side I might have 2 washers, depending on how much spacing I needed. But that gives me that same amount of spacing that I mocked up with those Teflon washers. So that's pretty much it. And here's the driver's side. Pretty much I used the passenger side as a template. Again, I just hard welded that in, and again, I've checked to make sure that I have no issues with the vent wing. So now I'm retooling. I put all my welding stuff away, and I'm now going to do some body work on those brackets here. First off, 80 grit paper. What I'll do is probably just roll it up and just sand it, and then clean it up. Put some body filler on the welds. This is something I just got at the local store. Oh, it's pro grade. Look at that. Yeah, so really just the filler, just because the welds and areas are a little bit lumpy. Just want to kind of reestablish a nice clean tubing line for those. And so just a little bit of that and resand it up, and then we can probably just shoot it with a little bit of primer. And whenever it warms up, I'll get to the painting of it. But I'll bring you back in when I show you some progress. Okay, a little progress here. I put some filler on them, and I've shot few rounds of high build primer. Now I got them sitting out kind of in front of my heater here so they can dry up. But as you can see, it smooths out the welds. Yeah, so I think they're looking pretty good and more consistent. And basically, again, what I've been doing is, you know, the filler sanded to 80 grit, then 3 coats of this, and I'm on that last coat now. I'm gonna sand it to 240 grit and then do maybe 1 or 2 coats of this primer as more of like a sealer type thing. And that should do it for that. All the rest of the black hardware I'm gonna take to my wire wheel and clean up and then spray with that primer too. Now ultimately, all of that stuff that I'm priming gray is going to be painted this color right here, which is just a single stage dark gray. And I've shown this in my previous videos here, but it's this right here, the Summit dark gray, single stage. And it's a flat single stage paint. And I've got the medium activator and I got some medium reducer for that. Yeah, I could probably spend 70 bucks and get fast reducer and fast activator for it, but I'll just wait till spring and paint it then. Okay, well, my bracket loops are completely finished now and installed. So as you can see, got some stainless sheet metal screws and I put a little gasket behind here and drilled some holes and screwed that in. As far as gasket, what I do is I have a little cutoff of this shower pan liner material, and it's a rubberized PVC, and this makes great gaskets. So I just cut out some gaskets out of that, and that's what's in there. Now, normally I wouldn't want to show you this until it's completely finished, and the only thing, like I mentioned before, that I have to do to finish these is to actually paint them. But considering the fact that my painted colors, that flat single stage, it's maybe a few shades darker gray than the primer, this is a pretty good representation of the final look. And here is the driver's side. Looks pretty much the same. And I made sure that that vent wing opens fully with no interruption. Yeah, so now that we have our loop brackets done, let's go ahead and add some mirrors to it and I'll do a final reveal. Well, it's a gloomy winter day, but it is warm, so I went ahead and pulled it outside so we could see the final view of those mirrors. Not for everybody. It's a little busy, but I still like them. And I can always change them up later. And I made sure on both sides that I have this mirror and my little towing mirror positioned exactly where I want it, and I'll show you when I get inside there. And by the way, these towing mirrors, these are Grote, and I'll provide a link to the Amazon product there. It came with the mounting hardware. It's all stainless steel, although they did give me some nickel-plated hardware that I had to replace because I want to make sure everything's either painted or stainless steel. Now, as you can see from the inside, I've got a really good view of everything beside the car, and that little towing mirror gives me a nice panoramic, and I can see very far from the side of the car and outward, and I can pretty much see everything. So this gives me massive more visibility than I had before, and of course on the other side as well. So if I needed to back out or see if someone's on my blind spot when I'm changing lanes, it should be much easier to do now that I have a complete vision beside my car. Well, all right, now you know how to do a West Coast truck style mirror modification to your Volkswagen Bus. For more content like this, please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I'll talk to you later.